Welcome to Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. So today's the first day of the month, and the perfect time to subscribe to our dollar cost average updates and buy, sell, hold updates on Patreon would be today, right? And with respect to the presentation for today, I want to give you guys a high-level tutorial and a demo on what to be expected. I've been getting a lot of interest around this offering, so let me just dive right into it. So before I do it, let me shrink my face so you guys can see it more properly. Let me see. There we go. So with respect to our Patreon updates, I provide 4 updates on a day-to-day basis. Right, we have 2 crypto, which I update on basically around market opening time, around 8:15, 8:30 a.m. on the Eastern time, on both crypto and stocks. Obviously today, or if it's a weekend, I would only be providing crypto because stock market is closed that day or during the weekend, and also on the holidays. Right, so what this list will look like is it contains about 75 to 80 crypto sorted from the highest from Bitcoin all the way to the lowest, if you look into it, to like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, which has a very small amount, which I update on the higher digits. And what I do is basically I give you guys my perspective on if it's a good logical level to be buying, selling, or holding. And also with respect to doing the technical analysis on is it a fair, attractive, or steal level, right? And I do the same thing with respect to for our, I would say 75 to 85 stocks that we're also updating on a day-to-day basis in the same format, identifying what's the right respective DCA levels and what is the logical level for us to be, maneuvering. It should be buying, should be selling, or should be holding, right? And also with respect to a scale on top, which we'll dive into a bit, on also allowing you to understand what's the fair cash reserve allocation that you use on a day-to-day basis, right? So now let me walk you through the DCA mechanism. How does it work exactly? So let me shift back to this page. And also I'll shrink my head back into the left upper corner. So with respect to this update, you get this on a day-to-day basis. And what do you how do you use this, right? Obviously, the market is highly dynamic. It's always moving. So it's important every single morning or every single night around like 4:30 p.m. on the Eastern time, you receive this indicator, this list, right? And you follow the dots here. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are the steps that you follow within this methodology, right? So every morning, you wake up or before you go to bed, you look into this list, right? And you see and you scheme through the first column, which is like, the column that says more recent perspective, that says buy, sell, or hold, right? And what you do is basically you look at the ones that jumps out to you the most, right? Obviously sell or buy, right? This is obviously outdated. This is not reflecting us of the price today, right? And you can see that clearly with respect to, like, for example, Decentraland is a sell at the moment, right? And you see, like, why is Maurice saying sell? If you look into the price, it was currently trading at $3.18. And you can see that with respect to the DCA levels, it is significantly higher than the fair level that is supposed to be for you to DCA based on a risk perspective, right? And then you check the largest delta, which you could see that it confirms that this is approximately 60% overbought, right? And if you check that on the next step, you can understand that, oh, you know what, for Decentraland, I should probably be taking some profit, right? Based on your cash reserve, because it's already highly overbought. That's 60% is a logical level, and it's also screaming a red sign for you to sell, right? And you take the profit logically. So that's how you would be potentially selling when you are seeing that is a green bar that's indicating for you to be taking the right profit at that level. On the opposite side of the spectrum, people that are, want to be buying and they're looking into the list, you follow the same signal again, right? You firstly check the buy, sell, or hold signal on box number 1. You can see that clearly 5 starter which is an example I'm just showing, right, is at 0.71 cents, right? And you can see that it's my indicator is showing a buy signal because it's significantly oversold compared to what's the logical level in the DCA level perspective, right? You can see that a steal level is 80 cents. You are trading at 71 cents. So as you double check the DCA, you double check the relativity scale that shows you is it overbought, oversold, and you see that there's a large delta. It's logical to start DCAing, right? And some of the, risk management level that I identify here, depending on your risk tolerance, is like if it's fair to you based on your cash reserve, 5 to 10% of your cash, right, that you have allocated on the side. If you believe this even more, substantively, 10 to 15% of your cash reserve, right? And then if you believe that you are very bullish on this asset, right, fundamentally and technically, 15 to 25%, right? But you can see that you never go above 25% of your cash reserve because, ultimately, I believe in holding more cash on the side, especially with respect to the market being very volatile recently, especially, right? And you will be dollar cost averaging logically based on the frames in between, right? And so it will be a mechanism of how you could buy, sell by using this wheel of methodology, right? So whatever gains that you get from the sell that you get from the central end, you could deploy that into fire sale, fire starter, and buy on that, and then recirculate and recycle the dollar subsequently, right? So this is how a lot of the members on my Patreon are able to maneuver this methodology. And if you follow this blueprint logically, right, both understanding the technical fundamentals, right, and obviously with respect to the assets fundamentally as well, right, and holding it for long term, it's a really safe methodology for you to generate, compound of interest gains for yourself, right? So it's a high level walkthrough. It's a relatively simple, right? Just follow the steps that we hear, and feel free to watch this again if you are not following through. It's relatively simple. It's just step 1, scan for the buy sell signal. Step 2, double check the DCA levels. Step 3, scan for the largest delta, right? And step 4, dollar cost average. Or if you want to sell, obviously skip step 4 and jump straight to taking profit, right? And then repeat the cycle over and over again. Okay? So appreciate you. Have a good day and take care.